Amazon plans to give Alexa an AI overhaul and a monthly subscription price. And for me personally, this was a huge relief. I was just thinking the other day that I don't have enough products that I used to just pay for once becoming subscription services, and really, it was starting to bum me out. Obviously, that's sarcasm, but a quick background on Alexa because it is actually relevant to this. Alexa was basically one of the larger failures of Amazon. Amazon Alexa is a colossal failure, on pace to lose $10 billion this year. Amazon is going through the biggest layoff in the company's history right now, with a plan to eliminate some 10,000 jobs. One of the areas hit hardest is the Amazon Alexa voice assistant unit, which is apparently falling out of favor with the e-commerce giant. That's according to a report from Business Insider, which details the swift downfall of the voice assistant and Amazon's larger hardware division. Alexa has been around for 10 years and has been trailblazing voice assistant that was copied quite a bit by Google and Apple. Alexa never managed to create an ongoing revenue stream though, so Alexa doesn't really make any money. The Alexa division is part of the World Digital Group, along with Amazon's Prime Video, and Business Insider says that division lost $3 billion just in the first quarter of 2022, with the vast majority of the losses blamed on Alexa. That is apparently double the losses of any other division, and the report says the hardware team is on pace to lose $10 billion this year. It sounds like Amazon is tired of burning through all that cash. And that makes sense. If you think about it, no one ever really purchased anything with Amazon Alexa. They pretty much used it to do things like turn on and off lights, maybe get some factual information, check what the weather was going to be, or maybe what calendar or meeting events they had later that day. But almost no one actually bought items, said like, purchase me a pair of Nike basketball shoes, because people don't really want to do that. They want to see which shoes they are. They want to read reviews on the shoes and be able to know what they look like and select colors and stuff like that. Probably the only real benefit Amazon Alexa had for Amazon, the company, was that they had a bunch of real life conversations in order to train data off of. And also, Amazon probably sold your data to other data brokers to try and advertise you things that you talked about in your day-to-day life. Going back to the subscription upgrade though, here are some more details on it. Alexa is upgrading its decade-old Alexa voice assistant to generative artificial intelligence and plans to charge a monthly subscription fee to offset the cost of the technology, according to people familiar with knowledge of Amazon's plans. The Seattle-based tech and retail giant will launch a more conversational version of Alexa later this year, potentially positioning it to compete better with the new generative AI-powered chatbots from companies including Google and OpenAI, according to two sources familiar with the matter, who asked not to be named because the decisions were private. Amazon's subscription for Alexa, and this is important, will not be included in the $139 per year Prime offering, and Amazon has not yet nailed down a price point, one source said. Amazon declined to comment on its plans for Alexa. And my guess is that this is happening because Amazon, the big company, doesn't have AI logos and branding plastered everywhere like most every other large retailer tech giant does. And it's probably feeling behind on that front. And it views this as a solution in order to get AI to the forefront of the Amazon branding and the Amazon reputation. But I think this decision by them to incorporate AI into Alexa has two main issues. And before we jump into those, I make videos 3 to 5 times a week on business and finance news and topics. So if that's something you're interested in, I'd love a subscription and to see you around here on some other videos. The first issue that I see with this is that AI is already kind of everywhere, and I think people are getting burned out on it. My company uses a chat software and a meeting software called Slack to communicate with each other. And recently, Slack has rolled out Slack AI. But I don't need Slack AI. I just need Slack to send messages and make meetings so that I can talk to people. Additionally, the phone service I use has recently rolled out Generate AI text messages using Google's Gemini. I don't want AI to generate text messages for me to send to my friends. The email software I use in Gmail does the same thing where it tries to suggest to me generating emails with AI, but I don't want to generate emails with AI. The project management software my company uses called ClickUp recently rolled out ClickUp AI, but I don't need AI in my project management software. I just need it to track projects, make sure things are on pace, and then track the budget to make sure we don't go over budget. I don't need AI in that process anywhere. It feels like AI is everywhere and legitimately helpful, almost nowhere. Now, I get that there are some real life uses of AI. I know healthcare has had some major upgrades in AI because AI is better at determining diseases in a lot of instances than real human doctors are. I know graphic design has seen leaps and bounds with like Adobe's AI integrations, even though there are some ethical concerns there. Software development I know is a lot better because software developers are able to write chunks of really tedious code using AI. But to normal everyday people, who are most of which are not in one of those fields, AI is a buzzword that seemed like it was going to help everything and has ended up helping not very much at all. So adding AI buzzwords to another device that you now have to pay for when there are free and probably better alternatives seems like a lot to ask consumers to do. Now, the second major issue I see with this is that subscriptions are everywhere, and I don't think people want to pay for yet another one. You used to buy movies, and now you subscribe to have access to them. You used to purchase music, and now you subscribe to have access to it. You used to own software, but now you just subscribe to have access to it. I don't want yet another service that I need to subscribe to. I have too many as is. It also doesn't help that people don't have a particularly favorable overview on Amazon's Alexa anyway. We can look over at this Reddit comment on a thread talking about it, and it says, "Free Alexa is already terrible. Like, I just want to play songs and have it tell me the time, but constantly it's like, by the way, or trying to sell me an Amazon Music subscription," which it often does because I can't figure out how to disable that so that my kids can't sign up for it on accident, or even me doing it on accident. One time I said I never want to sign up for an Amazon Music subscription, and it was like, signing you up. I'm sure it was just pattern matched with, quote, "sign up for an Amazon Music subscription," unquote. Besides that, people are also becoming more privacy aware, and Amazon's Alexa is an absolute privacy nightmare because it's always listening to you. Amazon's human helpers are quietly listening in on some Alexa recordings. According to the Bloomberg report, which is about those Alexa recordings being listened to by people, Amazon employs thousands of people across the world tasked with improving Amazon Alexa's voice recognition features. This team has access to voice recordings from real customers using Alexa's powered devices in their homes and workplaces. Only Echo speakers are directly mentioned in the report, though Alexa also runs on mobile phones and numerous third-party devices. Those recordings are being transcribed, annotated, and then fed back into the software, Bloomberg wrote, as part of an effort to continue improving Alexa's ability to recognize speech pattern without human intervention. And I think you can probably imagine lots of reasons you wouldn't want random strangers around the world listening in on your private conversations. But maybe you say, I don't really care if a stranger in India or Pakistan or China hears conversations between me and my friends. It's not going to have any impact on my life or their life. But I would say it's actually not as simple as that. If you look at something like this, Tesla workers shared sensitive images recorded by customers' cars. Tesla assures its millions of electric car owners that their privacy is and will always be enormously important to us. The cameras it builds into its vehicles to assist driving, it notes on its website, are designed from the ground up to protect your privacy. But between 2019 and 2022, groups of Tesla employees privately shared via an internal messaging system sometimes highly sensitive videos and images recorded by customers' cars' cameras, according to interviews by Reuters and 9 former employees. Some of the recordings caught Tesla customers in embarrassing situations. One ex-employee described a video of a man approaching a vehicle completely naked. Also shared crashes and road rage incidents. One crash video in 2021 showed a Tesla driving at high speed in a residential area, hitting a child riding on a bike, according to another ex-employee. The child flew in one direction, the bike in another. The video spread around a Tesla office in California via private one-on-one chats, quote, like wildfire, the ex-employee said. I don't think we as consumers should become so naive that we decide we don't care if people have access to our private videos and photos and intimate conversations we might be having, because we don't want those kinds of private and internal things consistently getting out into the open for everyone to see. It's an absolute privacy nightmare, and our privacy has to be worth more than that. So I'm predicting this AI rollout is going to be a phenomenal failure because I don't think people want to pay for a system that they don't really need and that doesn't particularly work very well to begin with, that listens to them constantly and gives those recordings to random people around the world, and then is now infused with a meaningless AI buzzword that kind of does nothing for anyone. Thanks for watching.